If this lady looks familiar, it's because we've seen her as queen on week number 2. Caroline Hoffman, back as queen in week number 7. Caroline, welcome back. Congratulations on becoming queen. Now, you know, last week after the first round here in LaRue, you were on top of the leaderboard, and we thought we were going to see our first woman in the BPA. How long do you think it's going to be before we see a woman rolling for BPA King of Bowling?
I hope it's real soon. It would be really nice. I tried real hard last week, but it just didn't hold up.
Well, it did hold up for a check for $200. Queen for 7 weeks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A rose and a thorn. There they are.
Like a kaleidoscope of balls there with the colors. Where bowling has progressed to 1985.
I think the fellow who's going to win this, his niche is going to start with a K.
2 southpaws. This one, Kerry Logan, the winner against Ray Tucky Perez in the first game. And disaster may set in early here for Mr. Logan.
Not a good way to start the match, to say the least. The big four. Driving right through the head pin, leaving the 4-7, 6-10. Next to impossible to make. Most bowlers just take 2.
36 to 20. Well, it's Kim Golfitz's birthday today, 21 today. Very active in the Youth Bowling Association.
All right.
Let me explain to you what you're about to hear. Kim Herrmann has a group of persons that follow him when he bowls, and they make quite a ruckus, and they're a bunch of super guys, and they have a lot of fun, so things might get a little loud.
29-year-old plumber from Cincinnati. Kim Herrmann. I call them an entourage, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, like I said.
Well, leader of Rutter's Row is Gene Latance.
Take a look at it here. One way to open the match, you bet, a strike right over the 9th board. Perfect arc execution. He walks this one out, says, yeah, I like it. Opponent opens up. It's the greatest way in the world to shut him down with a strike.
Over in northern Kentucky, you got the BP House. We're going to have the merit turn. If you want to get in, call LaRue Lane.
Just took out the right side of the pins, Dave.
Interesting development, Tom. Left lane, both bowlers, left-handed, going high. Maybe the left lane is changing in characteristics faster than the boys can keep up with it. But another couple of shots, I'm sure they'll make the adjustment.
Well, this isn't too easy either. 2, 4, 7, 8.
Shoot for the 2-4 pocket, Dave? Or
that's right. Not a good way to start. That's very difficult, Sam. You're right. The 2-4 is the place where you want to throw the ball, but it's always got the possibility of chopping the 7, chopping the 8. Best thing is not to put it there to begin with.
If life were only that simple, Dave.
That's right.
Kerry Logan, a break after that open on the first frame. Coming off it very well with the strike. I guess you almost feel like new life has been breathed into you when your opponent opens in the second frame like that.
Well, that's exactly right. Okay, on Kim Herrmann's shot before, you might detect his footwork here. Falls off to the left a little bit. He, you know, the footing is a very important part of this game, and all bowlers have to make sure their shoes are in good working order and actually test them. Sam, I'm sure you used to do this. When you get your foot set up on the approach, you kind of slide it around a little bit, make sure there's nothing on it.
That's true. Got to test the conditions.
Test the water, so to speak.
That's right. Feel yourself out there a little bit.
Are we through with the cliches now, Mr. Newrath? Can we get on with the ball? All yours. 7 pin. Down in the third for Kerry Logan.
I was out with a very good friend last night. Ludwig van Hudepohl. It's springtime, and I'm probably the biggest fan of Hudepohl's springtime product, Bach beer.
Oh, 1 pin worked overtime. Leave the 4 for Kim Herrmann. Yes, that's not around too long.
Oh no, about 2 months. You've really got to take advantage of it.
And I know you have. Sam's scoreboard right there.
Kerry's got 28 in a second with a spare, and Kim's got 26 in a second working on it. If he gets this 4 pin down, we'll be 2 pin difference. We got to go throw in some strikes.
So Herrmann takes out the 4 pin, third frame. The winner, of course, meeting the king from last week, Greg Lothian, who just an incredible 269 game to beat Tucky Perez last week. Dethrone Herr Perez, 269 to 248.
Dethroned. Little a la Peter Sellers, right? Didn't look too happy with that either. He keeps looking down at his foot there. He better doctor up the foot or the lane, one or the other. Solid 7. Tough break on it. We can watch it here. We can look down real quick again. Not excited about it. 7-pin is going to give him a problem if he doesn't figure out how to get it out of here. You know, Tom, you've been in our city now not too long, but you've kind of fallen in love with it already.
Yeah.
Every week I'm told that a lot of people that are just passing through tune in the show. I'd like to officially welcome them to the Queen City. Alive on 5.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh.
It is always a pleasure. And if they have tuned in, they've seen some tremendous bowling this year, because right from week 1, from way back in that first game when Mike Whalen beat Ray Perez, 258-240, I think anyone who was watching for that week has become a regular viewer, because the action has been super. Week 7, no different. Kerry Logan here, 4th frame. And that's what we've been lacking in this game. But never too late to put those X's up on the board.
Takes a 3-pin advantage, double that with the advantage of a strike, actually 13 pins.
So, Kerry Logan and Kim Herrmann here in game number 2 on week number 7, LaRue Lanes, Highland Heights, Kentucky.
3 pins. Can he make it?
Logan gets them to dance, but
that's one thing. I've known him for a lot of years. He can't dance.
Well, he can.
I've watched him dance. He cannot dance.
Well, out in the city tournament in Hamlin, Dexter Parker win the singles at 7:43. Doug Fraley, 2,035 in the all events. And George Barlow and Big O, 14:35 in the doubles. And the team event was Don Supermarket, 32:28.
so Logan polishes off the 6-pin, and we're halfway through game number 2. We'll be back right after this. Excellent bowling as usual right here on Channel 5, Cincinnati style.
You are good. It is a pleasure to work with a pro like you, Tom.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Kim Herrmann, right lane. A lane that both bowlers seem to feel comfortable with. Let's see if we can pick it up with some strikes.
Still having some difficulty with that footing, and now this is in the right lane. Leaves 4-7-10.
Kim Herrmann last year at Seymour Lanes gave us probably one of the more exciting shows we've had. Sticking again, going a little bit high, not a little bit, right through the heart, taking the head pin straight back, leaving the 4-7-10. Difficult spare.
Oh, just takes out the 7.
Now it's tough to recoup, Tom. He's in a position now where not only is he uncomfortable with his footing, which is a terrible feeling, by the way. It's probably one of the worst feelings you can have in bowling, because the train don't run unless the wheels are right. So if the wheels are uncomfortable, it's tough to feel comfortable on the lane.
And there's the 7 again, the solid 7.
Sam, you obviously to the right-hander, it's the same as a 10-pin. What adjustments did you used to make when you kept leaving solid 10 after 10?
Well, sit it down and roll a little sooner, that's all.
That's right. You can spot further in on the lane. In other words, if you're spotting at the arrows and you're continually leaving a corner pin, you can actually move your eyes in about maybe a foot, 2 foot to get the ball rolling just a little bit sooner.
Makes a big difference, I'll tell you.
So a spare for Herrmann in the 6th. Kerry Logan up in the 6th now, working off a spare.
18 pins is his lead right now.
He's up 18, that's right.
Take a look at it here. His delivery, Absolutely perfect. Tall, lanky form, delivering a crushing blow to the 1-2 pocket. 4-pin going to the wall, coming off and hacksawing the 7 right on out.
He knew he could do it.
Boy, certainly.
7th frame. Gets them to dance again.
Oh, 5-10.
How about that? Out at Princeton Bowl in the state singles and doubles. Chuck Hacker's got 704, and he just broke the big jackpot up in Hoinkies for 4,700. And the doubles is
Chuck's
Bobby
buying.
Glandorf and George Barlow.
Nice payday.
1338.
Chuck's buying. Send him to the bar.
Well, I would say right now Kim is about as frustrated with your game as you could be.
He's frustrated with my game.
Yes.
He hadn't even seen me bowl yet.
Well, I have.
But I did
believe
bowl.
me.
I did bowl.
Did you?
Remember last week I told you I was going to try?
How did you do?
I got a casher.
You cashed?
I'm on the list here sometime.
Oh, well, we'll have to take a look then.
I don't believe that.
Is there an asterisk after your name?
Yeah.
Bowling with a 6-pound ball? Is that what
Let's
you're
see,
using?
where we at? We're up in here someplace. Oh, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was just felt great to be back. And, you know, I've been participating in BPA King of Bowling for 16 years. So it was difficult for me not to be on here.
Well, Kim has 96 in the 7th, and Kerry's working on 88 with a double up. So he can run away and hide with the ball here.
626, Sam, for our boy.
Boy, was it fun. That's the most fun I've ever had shooting 620. Here we go here. Kim Herrmann finally going to get a break. Doesn't look down at his foot for a change. Head pin to the wall, comes off, kicks the 6-pin into the 5 and then into the 10. Kerry Logan is lined up. Boy, is he lined up.
You threw that one with authority, I'll say that.
Building some momentum going into the championship match with Greg Lothian. Working on a 3-bagger.
I'd like to take just a minute, too, to mention that we've talked about it in past weeks. Erlanger's Super Bowl, member of the BPA, is looking very, very strong for a professional tour stop in August. We're keeping our fingers crossed because the greater Cincinnati area is the best bowling city I've ever been in, and we deserve it.
Hey, well, you might as well pat yourself on the back when you have to, right? And something like this, might as well bring the best in to see the best of Cincinnati.
Well, that's exactly what it would be, Tom. It's the seniors tournament that Doug Martin's bidding for, which would invite 80 of the top money winners on the current tour, along with 80 senior players of the past. So we could see greats like Wayne Webb, and we could also see greats like Dick Weber and such. Look at us hanging on just by a thread.
Oh,
no.
boy. Well, Kim can go out for 186, but the race has been run already.
Certainly has. Kerry Logan will go on to meet Greg Lothian, who last week just gave an incredible performance.
Greg is strong. He's tough. He's a competitor. He bowled very well at the U.S. Open this year, and watching him bowl in warm-ups, he's going to be good. I told you they'd get loud.
Too little, too late.
But the enthusiasm is still there. Watch this.
Super shot for Kim Herrmann. He's going to throw it to the wall. His only chance is to strike out. What's he do? Perfection, right through. Hitting the 1, the 2, the 5, and the 8.
Well, Dave, it is encouragement for future bowling dates. I'm sure we'll see Mr. Herrmann back here before the BPA is history this year.
Well, it's, you know, it's difficult to not have your footing, like I say, have 3 open frames, but just showing you the real courage of Kim Herrmann. Striking out. I mean, what else can you ask? The guy did not give up.
Disappointing, but nevertheless, it's over. And sometimes that's the most comforting words you could say, Dave.
No,
194 for Mr. Herrmann. In his first appearance this year, 2 first-timers here. Sam, 184.
184 Kim wound up with. But Kerry's got 167 in the spare up already.
Good strike in the 10th.
He can get 217 if he goes out.
Well, nevertheless, Kerry Logan is going to go on to meet the super crank, Young. Oh, solid 10. Young, shall we say Spartan?
I would say Spartan.
Oh, he
especially.
is tough.
21, how sweet it is. He's got his both sisters here, Stacy and Kelly, too. Well, Kim's got 184, and with a spare, Kerry gets 207. Right.
So, Kerry Logan coming in at 195, equal to the task in games 1 and 2, and Kerry Logan will go on to meet Greg Lothian for week number 7, BPA King of Bowling King, right after this.